It's enough, I think. It's enough, I think.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Green Live Stream. I'm your host, Edie Arndell, and I'm here with Mr. Scott Free. How's it
Hey,
going,
everybody.
Scott?
How's it going?
We have a very special guest, which I've been following your writing for quite some time, at least since the Angel National meeting when I discovered you. Yeah, you write for the Revolution Continues. It's running across the screen down there. And let's see, I have your bio. Let's see if I can read it. Ah, okay. Um, Nope, I can't read it.
Oh, well. We can wing
Okay.
that
Oh,
part. I think you could handle that part.
yeah, yeah. Why don't you just introduce yourself then?
Yeah.
Ohio Green Party, I know that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Cindy Matthews. I write as C.A. Matthews on The Revolution Continues. It's a blog that's about a little over 10 years old now. So started out with several people doing it, and then it's just kind of went down to me and occasionally a guest blogger, but I have enjoyed writing it. Member of the Ohio Green Party Steering Committee. I'm on the National Ballot Access Committee recently for Ohio because we really do need to get our ballot lines straightened up in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And been at Green since about 2016. And became a big Jill Stein fan. So, hi,
Yeah.
Jill, if you're out there. I'm wearing my Jill shirt, right?
Yes, I have a Jill shirt.
I have several. Yeah.
I had a friend of mine that found a Jill for President 2016 pin
Nice.
in the back of her car when she cleaned it out. She's like, I guess I haven't cleaned it out in like a minute.
Oops.
I won't say
I
who.
still have a bumper sticker,
Oops.
so there you go.
There you go. That's
I
one
still
thing you
get
did.
looks about my Green Party stickers on my car, but
Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
So you had an interesting article, which I don't know if you want to bring that up, Scott, but
Sure.
kind of a thought experiment on what our headlines might look like, what our world might look like if the empire ended.
Yeah,
Which is a real valid question. It just is.
it's kind of like I want to wake up one day and just find out that there's no longer an empire, that capitalism has failed. Everybody has now embraced the Green Peace Party, peace, people, and whatever,
Mhm.
our three P's, right? People, planet, and peace.
People,
It
planet,
shows
peace,
you
yeah.
my cold's catching up with me. Yeah, it's just, a different world. And it's just like, okay, what would it look like? So every once in a while, I do try to,
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah,
go somewhere where we think a
channel
more
it, right?
positive future, because a lot of people right now are really down, and I get down too. So I'm trying to make us use our creative skills to think positive so we can work toward a goal that we could, see what would the world look like without an empire, a U.S. empire, any empire. I think it would be a
It's,
better place, but that's
oh
just
my
my
God.
take on it.
It would be a better world, that's for sure.
Hmm.
It
I
would.
mean, that's the thing is how much destruction we do around the world. I mean,
Oh,
And
that's
all in the name of capitalism, and for a few people, a handful of people, to become billionaires and now trillionaires. So
right. Right. No, this looks fantastic. I have not read it yet. I just
oh, I
so
won't
I
give it away. And the pictures
oh,
are
well,
original this week too. So you got some
oh
my lovely photography there of a recent protest that we had down in my hometown of Findlay, Ohio, which is also the
really?
home of Marathon Petroleum now. Used to be Marathon Oil. But
Oh
we are trying to get the state of Ohio to divest from Israel bonds. This is a real difficult thing. The state has a lot of money in Israel bonds. So we are
wow.
paying for genocide,
Yep.
260 million plus. That's the state. We've already protested at our county level here in Toledo, and we had over 1 million and something in Israel bonds that we're trying to get the county to divest from. And hopefully when they come up to be renewed, they're not going to be renewed. We really have been working on our city and county governments here in this portion of the state.
Okay.
So I can't, and I know they're trying in Cleveland. It's been tough, and I'm pretty sure Columbus and Cincinnati, Dayton area have tried as well. But we really are trying to get our money out of Israel bonds and out of the war, the genocide
mhm.
business. But it is so difficult because the empire rules, and it's all about making money. And gosh knows, there's enough military industrial complex corporations in Ohio and this part of the world, they don't want to give up. They just
No.
aren't. And so they're not listening to the people. And I think most polls show Americans are against any more war and genocide. We're tired of it. We really are. And when we're out on the streets with my signs out here, frequently out on the streets with people and my kafia and my signs, and we get a lot of hogs for peace. Very few people against it. And I don't know. It just amazes me that we, quote, live in a democracy, maybe, but our voices aren't being heard. And so it's up to the Green Party and independents all over to start really making a ruckus.
Yeah.
Really forcing the issue. And I know a lot of people say, well, we can't do it. We don't have the money. We don't have the people. And I know it just goes on and on. But if we just get out of that attitude problem and just say, no, we're going to do it, gosh darn it. And we just going to force people out there and run for office, which I'm bad. I won't run. But I ask people all the time, I go, you're great. Would you like to run for office? I know part of it could support you. I'm still working on them.
I do it too. And I got Edie to run. So,
yes.
yes.
Lieutenant Governor.
Congratulations. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Governor sounds good to me. They run as a ticket here. Do you run as separate?
Yes, it is a ticket. Yeah.
It's a ticket, lieutenant and
Griselda Romero is our governor candidate.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She's got the north side covered. I got the south side covered.
Yeah.
And you get a long state. I've driven it many a time.
It's a very long state.
It's
6 hours to Chicago, and then there's another couple hours past me.
Wow.
Yeah, and then going down to all the way down to Paducah. Oh my gosh, yeah, I've driven it a few times. Ohio's big enough. It doesn't look on a map, but it is so crowded. It's a lot of people, but it's just hard to get us all on one page, I think. But I think maybe we're letting the empire show its true self recently, especially with the recent vote in the UN Security Council, that we're just going to take over and play colonial powers again in Palestine and tell people what to do with their own land and their own lives.
Yeah,
starting to tire people out. So maybe this will be the year we'll break out and see more.
To get into geopolitics for 1 second, I was, I'm on here like cheering on China and Russia all the time. They abstained from that vote. I mean, that's disgusting. Come on, country.
I was really disappointed in that. There was a really good a video blog on Substack, Alon Mazari. He's an Israeli I think he lives in the U.S. now, but he did a very good explanation why he thinks they did abstain. At this point, they don't have enough. They couldn't stop the rolls going with, the capitalist, the war machine wants it to keep going. And if they had voted and vetoed it, it would have still probably gone through in some form or another. And meanwhile, it's starting to rain there. It's the really cold, wet winter already, and we're going to lose more people who have no shelter and very little food and no medicine. So that was probably the real reason behind it. If you kind of read and listen to what the Russian ambassador to the UN did say, it was pretty scathing. So I don't know. I think they felt that was the best way they could do that, where more people would get help sooner. But I think we still need to keep pushing for Uniting for Peace.
You read that?
Right.
Jill Stein and Mark Alvana and several other Greens and other people have been working with that. That is probably the way to go. But if everyone's dead, if we don't have anybody to save to Unite for Peace, I don't know. It's just one of those things. So I guess it was pretty much, what do you call it, Sophie's choice or whatever. It just that might have been what the Russians and Chinese are. Very practical people, I think, culturally, and that's probably why they did it, according to Elon. And I thought, I see that better now, but for about 10 minutes, I was not happy with it. So I was like, what?
Well,
I was trying to watch it live. I'm like, oh dear, this is not making me happy.
No.
We all knew that's what their plan was, and the Uniting for Peace has been talked about for a while now. I don't know why it hasn't happened yet. I don't know what the holdup is.
Well, to get 2/3 of the UN body to vote for it. And it sounds like it's doable. And Petro's been talking about it, the president from Colombia. But I think we're seeing more that is the empire again, which is why it's on my mind this week. And whatever's on my mind, usually the week before, I'm going to write about it for the blog on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's they were saying that I think like Russia and China and other countries that really don't want the U.S. Trump peace, board of peace, or whatever we're calling it now, were upset about it. It's just that there's too many other countries that are like, well, if we go against the U.S., they will make us start paying our loans back, our IMF loans. And we've been buying weapons from them and their so this empire has a hold over all these other countries. And so a lot of them would say, yeah, we would vote for that uniting for peace. But right now, if we don't, the US or UK or France or one of the other Western powers are going to come down on us really heavy. And, most countries in the world aren't that stable or well off, financially or whatever. They're depending on that aid or help, or at least we're looking the other way, why they do things they shouldn't be doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I can see why they would, right now it may not quite be ready for uniting for peace.
That's why your article was so good. Because we have a death grip on the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so horrifying.
It really is. And it's really awful to think that you grow up in a country that you were told, oh, rah, 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 freedom and democracy and all that good stuff. And it's so blatantly obvious in this century alone. And I would say I was not a political person until the last 20 odd years, really. I was married and raising children at the end of the last century, but this 21st century, it's just been one horrible, pathetic war after another. And we thought Vietnam was an obvious idiot thing to do back in the 60s.
Yeah.
This is, since Iraq and all of this, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And so, yeah, I think it's time we do have to get the empire, finito. It needs to go away. And then we can start seeing the world change for the better, because people aren't cooperating with each other. They're afraid. They're afraid what the U.S. is going to do. Who's the only country that's ever dropped an atomic bomb on another country?
Right.
This one.
We forget that sometimes. And it's funny, we learned that in school, but we kind of gloss over a lot of that, and we gloss over our other
and we didn't have to.
We didn't have to, and then a lot of this has come out in recent times that, oh yeah, that was just wanted to test it and see why. Oh, that town was a really good sized town, and they wanted to see what it would do to certain buildings and people in them. And
right.
That's all they picked Hiroshima and Nagasaki for, was that they were real typical average towns for them, and they had no military significance really, and full of civilians. But it's like it's time to wake up out of that mindset that we're God's chosen people. Someone the other day said America was God's chosen people. I said, where have I heard that before?
Yeah. Huh. Where'd you get that one from? That doesn't sound original.
We really need to get out of that. I can hear my grandfather and my dad, both ministers, rolling in the grave saying, what, horrible things.
What the heck?
What
the heck? When you talk about the, military testing was one of the reasons. We just had we watched as a film fundraiser, the Panama Deception, and they covered that, where they said a lot of going into Panama had to do with trying out new weapons. And of course, Gaza, that's what part of Gaza is. I mean, is trying out the new weapons.
Somebody tried to explain that to me about, okay, I have this new kind of drone copter and it does all this wonderful things and it's worth, let's say, $1,000. Well, it's never been tested before. It's never been used, but it's only worth $1,000. But if it's been out and it's battle tested and it's proven really well, you now can charge $100,000 for it because it's battle tested.
Oh,
so I mean, it's all what the military industrial complex wants.
Okay,
they want us to test these things out, and you've got to find people to test them on. And if Americans don't think we're the next group that's going to get tested on once they wipe out Palestinians and other people across the planet, I don't know. We're just really
we're not paying attention if we don't.
I mean, we've got people in Chicago they can be shooting at right now, for ICE. So it's like, wake up, people. Don't panic, but we need to be awake and we need to be aware.
ICE and IOF, both 3 letters that are kind of the same operation. I did want to get to the comments because I see some familiar folks in here. So Joe Harrington says, and Edie got some guy in Chicago to run.
Oh, there we go. So Joe Harrington is running for U.S. Senate. So yes,
Oh, right.
go Joe.
Yay.
And then we have David Ritt in the
Hey,
house.
David.
He's in Lake County.
Let's talk. Lake County is Rich's podcast, which is wonderful. Yeah, I had a great time
Okay.
out there. It's
Up on the
really
Lake Michigan, right? Okay.
And then School's Girl, Doomsday Clock is how far from midnight? Like 80 to 90 seconds.
Yeah, right.
Wake up, world.
Right.
I think
Yep.
we're the closest we've ever been to
Yeah.
midnight
Oh,
on the
I'm
Doomsday
sure.
Clock.
Sure.
And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I used to have these dreams during the Reagan era that we would wake up one day and see the day after, because all those films were big then,
Yeah.
We'd wake up and see the beautiful mushroom cloud from the window. And I started having that dream again the other day, and I went, I wonder why this is coming back into my subconscious.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about rebuilding nuclear.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
I think, yeah. And getting a
Because
little
Trump's going to
concerned.
do whatever's going to make him money. I mean, all the rules are out the window. It doesn't matter what you do. The Constitution is just laying on a shelf back there somewhere.
Yeah,
And,
Ohio, unfortunately, is a nuke state. It's got so many nuclear plants and nuclear waste. And yeah, we are dumping ground for fracking waste too. So lovely, we've been sold out so many ways, and it's just, yeah, Ohioans need to wake up. We can't drink our own water, and yet we're in a state that has a huge lake and a large river in it. Lots of other rivers too. So
well, and AI is going to suck all that up. It's
Yeah.
going to
There you
it's
go.
going to be as much as like a what do they say? I just read. Oh, thank you, School Score, sharing stream with friends.
Yeah. AI
It
is
was as much of as a state. It's going to take as much as a whole state or something. I forget.
Why don't they build it on the moon? I got my
Yeah. There you
yeah,
go.
build it on the moon.
Because
It's
there's no
cold
water
out
up
there.
there.
Yeah, no water. But AI itself, I think, is just a real scam, and I'm waiting for that bubble to pop. And I've seen several things that say, "Oh, AI is going to, crash and burn like the .com business did a few years back." And I'm like, "Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
but it might be too late by then. I mean, it's hard to distinguish now, and everybody's relying on it. It's just so easy. It's right there. It's everywhere. Even if you
don't
try to avoid it.
You can tell how bad I write because it's just me. I'm a human.
Yeah.
I don't need a machine to tell me what to do.
Well, I search for something, and there's like search assist, and I keep saying, "Don't show me that," so I can just look at what you bring, and it's still trying to like give me suggestions.
I noticed that. I try to ignore it too, because one time it something popped up really odd, and I go, "Oh my gosh, that's AI, isn't it?" And it gave me a really strange thing. I go, "That was not what I'm looking. I just want to see the search result here." Yeah, there it is.
And I'm always comparing it to being a vegan, which I am not right now, but I have been in many times in my past. It's just it's a personal decision you make. You don't have to use this stuff. Now it is right. It is tricky because I keep getting caught, crap, that was AI and I use it, right? But because it's really difficult. You really got to be watching out, but at least you should have the concept. You don't have to use it.
Well, it's a tool, and you don't always have to use a hammer sometimes. So you can put it back in the box, and if you need it, get it out then. But you don't have to have it out all the time.
Sometimes you need a screwdriver. Sometimes you need duct tape.
Yeah.
Or both. In our house, duct tape is great.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Strombo Show. It's a music show on Apple, and I know Apple's probably bad too. I can't get rid of it yet because it has all. We were silly enough to upload all of our CDs, and my husband was a singer songwriter, and he put his music on there, so I can't get rid of it because I'll lose his music.
Yeah. Oh right.
He didn't do it the right way, so I can't get it back yet. So anyway, well, the Strombo Show, he's got a YouTube as well, and I was looking on there. I didn't watch it, but talking about how our brains work, how we're being hacked, and Elon Musk was on there saying that compassion is our problem.
Oh wow, there we go.
Yeah, that's the person we should be listening to, Elon.
And I'm like, and he's the one pushing AI.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. AI is just a sophisticated program that's a pattern recognition. And I read an article a while back. I think I probably put it into one of my blogs. I usually do. It was really good. And this person was a IT person, so knew what he was talking about, and said, we're really not creating intelligence. It's just another computer. It recognizes pattern, It's recognizing its speech. But you notice sometimes it will come up with really crazy stuff, and you'll go, "That's not right," because a human can make leaps of logic and things and put things together. Would say, "No, that would never work." So it's just. He said, like to do an android, people are thinking, okay, it's going to be like the robots in, which was that movie, Deus Machina, or whatever. My husband called it the Valley of the Dolls or something. It was not as good a movie as I thought it would be, but the CGI and all that was great. But it's like to get an android type running with an AI. It's not a brain. It's a computer. It's not original. To get it to be able to move its finger like a human does, and this is my arthritic hand, to do that would take like a building, I don't know, the size of a football field or more, just to do that one thing worth of processing. So that's why they need water to cool them down. It's not going to work. That's just one finger on one android. We're not there really technologically yet. It's not Star Trek. It's not Data. We don't have, a human type robot. And it doesn't think for itself, because if you notice, like on X, Musk got angry after a while because people say, is there a genocide going on in Palestine? And the AI regurgitated what it saw all over the world in different languages. Yes, there is. And here's the facts. Well, that got him and some of his friends of the Zionist persuasion quite angry. And so now if you ask Grok AI on X, is there a genocide in, Israel? It will say completely the opposite answer. So, if it was thinking for itself, it would say, no, you can't tell me how to think.
Right.
Like a toddler, it would say no.
Well, and I think that's part of the danger. It can be programmed.
Right. It is programmed. So it is a computer program. It's a sophisticated one.
It is learning us so other people can learn us.
And some people are fooled by it, but it's lacking empathy. And so I got on a chat bot on some site once trying to ask questions. And after about the third time trying to ask this chat bot something, I'm going, this isn't AI. Because a human would say, this person's getting frustrated and they're getting angry and they're not going to use your product anymore. And they're going to tell their friends not to buy your product. And it would put them out of business. So if they were a decent, call-centered person, they wouldn't do that. But a bot has no empathy. It's not a person. It doesn't think. It's just, responding to words, and it doesn't answer my question the way I'm asking it. And I'm asking it fairly simply. Yeah. And I thought, there you go. That is an AI bot. Now, some people can't figure that out. They may have some issues of their own. And like this,
I've been through that too.
Have no empathy, possibly. And so to him, the AI seems like it's alive and it's a person. But for most people, they're going to say, yeah, I can tell that's not a person. And I'm not trusting it because it's not.
You keep sending me the same article. And I've asked the question 6 different ways. That's not my question. And I go, that's not my question. And they go, would you like to ask a question?
Yeah, well, and you get mad at it and tell it all these things, and then it comes back with the same thing. Oh, well, how can I help you?
Apparently,
and I love it. They have names sometimes, and sometimes they've changed their names. I came back a little bit later, and it was like, I'm not Sarah now. I'm now Bob or something. And I'm like,
there's so many aspects. I mean, it's going to replace people's jobs because it's answering questions that people could be answering. It's hurting our environment because it's going to use water, electricity, and poison our environment. And it's going to take land away from probably good farmable or natural habitat land wherever
we've got to make more coal and gas and nuclear power plants to run them.
Yeah,
solar and wind and other things are not good enough for AI. I did see someone mention that online, and I thought,
I saw that they were increasing coal somewhere. I don't remember where. Right.
Yeah, and so it's like, wait a minute, we're going backwards here. If we were going to say it's going to run on sunshine and wind, that might not be a problem. But no, they want to. I think AI is, like I say, it's not what people think it is. It's going to bust anyway. I don't think the investment and it's going to pay out. It's not quite what people think that it can do yet. And if it takes up that much power, we're going to be in debt. Now, Ohio had a lovely little bit of bribery going around in our state house about keeping certain power plants open and going. And it was like $100 million in bribes, right? And our former Speaker of the House, Mr. Householder, what a name, he's in prison now for that,
Oh yeah.
you
Okay.
know. So they even had to put him in prison, which is amazing, right? Politicians
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
usually go.
I think they need
State ones do.
they
State
need to
ones
make
do.
some more room for some other folks.
Yeah, they really do, right? But it's like, yeah, it's just, yeah, they want more excuses to build more nuclear plants. I don't know for what reasons.
Yeah.
It's just because
Because they can.
they can't, and it's like, please stop now. We
Well,
don't need
they have to
more.
be on that what was that movie that we watched, the Panama
Panama
Deception,
Deception. Yeah.
and they were talking about George Bush Senior, and that the
Hmm.
part that kind of surprised me, like there's a term that goes around Washington that the president had to get bloodied, and I never heard that before.
Yeah.
He had to go kill some
I know.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
Oh,
a
it's
thing,
weird.
apparently.
Well, for Obama, they just had to give him a peace prize. Then he
Yeah.
went out and started bombing people. So,
He's like,
he
all
got his
right,
stuff ahead of
got that in
time,
the
and then he
bag.
went out and started bombing people.
Well,
Yeah.
didn't family separation start under him?
Yes, I worked in immigration with advocacy, and a lot of things that people got down on Trump in his first term, which were nasty things enough. Most of that began in Obama, believe
Mhm.
it or not. It didn't
Yep.
even begin in Bush. It began in the Obama administration. So, blue or red, red or blue, they don't care
No.
They don't care
about
about
you.
you.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
just
New
don't.
bumper
And
sticker.
it's just really sad how many people are convinced, well, if we get rid of this person in the other party, it will get better, and then it doesn't, and they go, but I thought so. Okay, this time I'm voting the other party. Okay, just stop.
yeah.
You have more than two choices. You always have had that, so please.
Yeah, and we've had
That's
that conversation on here a lot. Like the only way they will move is if they know that you're going to go somewhere else and strengthen something else, like the Green Party. That's the only way that they will even begin to consider anything different or let people that are more progressive,
I don't think
live a
they
little
even
bit.
care anymore.
no.
That's what's really gotten me in the last couple elections. Have you noticed that? It's like they're like, yeah, we used to kind of give a little on this or that, so we wouldn't scare everybody off. But the Dems are like, we don't care anymore. We're in it for the money, and
And
we're just going to be Republican light if we are anything.
and when I
So,
see all the liberals gushing over whoever they name, whether that's
oh,
Gavin Newsom or Pete
oh,
Buttigieg or any of them, they just gush over them.
or
And
more
that's
Kamala,
and Kamala again, of course. Yeah.
more
No.
Kamala. She's come back or something because she's on a book tour, and I'm like, oh, please, just go away.
I'm
Well,
not
and
president.
you think about Biden and how was it the 80s that he had to drop out of the presidential race for
Yes,
plagiarism and
Plagiarism.
massive lying, plagiarism and massive lying.
he
And
plagiarized his way through college. Yeah,
everyone said, his career is over.
it didn't.
They've
No,
decided you're going to be that president. I mean, you look at the Kamala history, how she was just, she attacked Biden in the debate, and
Yeah,
then they fix her. I mean, it makes no sense because they don't make those choices. The party's deciding we are
yeah.
going to have this person.
And
And
the thing is, people that live out in California said she was just horrible as
oh,
their attorney
she was.
general.
yeah,
It's
I
too
lived
horrible.
there for almost 20 years, and she wasn't looking
horrible.
at DNA evidence for people on death row,
Right.
and just like she was just terrible. She
And
was
she
trying to
kept people
put
in
parents
jail
in jail.
forever so they could fight fires for free. Yeah.
Yeah, paying them
Right.
$1 a day to
Right.
go
Putting
fight fires.
putting mothers in jail for truancy. Yep.
For
Right.
truancy.
That was a big one, too. It's like,
I'm
okay,
like,
wake up, people. She's, oh, you didn't vote for her because she was a woman. I was like, no, I voted for a
no,
woman. I voted for Jill. I'm like,
because she's a mean woman.
she's a mean, not a very bright woman either, but, she's an opportunist.
Well,
and definitely didn't care enough to say she was against genocide.
yeah.
And she's trying to turn it back now, but it's like, you never came out. You're
That was
always saying the same things Biden said. So,
that was the amazing thing to me was that the Zionist control is so complete that they wouldn't even fake it. I mean, how easy it is for a politician to fake it. They do it all the time. I
they
mean,
don't lie anymore. Yeah.
Biden said
But
that he would give us the public option. I mean, they just blatantly lie, but they won't even touch that one.
No, because they've got a stranglehold on them. And
Yeah.
I did want to bring this up. One of the reasons I support ranked choice voting, because that's
Yes.
how
Right.
Mondani was able to win the primary.
Oh, I
So there
forgot
was
that that was
public
ranked.
voting and ranked choice voting.
There is ranked choice voting in
Ranked
New
choice
York.
voting,
Right.
yeah. And you know what? There was a lot more ranked choice voting in the past. The more I've studied that, Toledo had it a long time ago, up into the 1950s.
Really?
Really interesting that lots of cities in Ohio and places had it. But kind of along the Cold War era, it goes away. And then we start to
Mhm.
get less independents and other parties in local and state races, and they become just Dim, Republican, just back and forth.
I
And
had no
we
idea. Wow.
forget about that we had a little bit more variety, even up
Yes.
until that period. And you're like, interesting. I wonder, could that have been on purpose?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Well,
getting to be a
I
conspiracy
thought
theorist.
Jill
Someone
said.
told me.
I was going to say that's a good segue to ballot access because I want to
Oh
find
well,
out the specifics. Oh, go ahead, Edie.
hang on.
Yeah.
Jill said that it was overturned in her state by a voice vote from Democrats. I think it was Jill's state.
Yeah,
She was
Okay.
talking to Sabby, but anyway.
Okay. Okay.
But
Right.
go
could
ahead
have
with your
been.
ballot
Oh no.
access
Well,
vote.
yeah. I mean, one of the main ways that the Democrats and Republicans have become bipartisan in their efforts to stop independent parties
Yeah.
is through ballot access. So I know Illinois. We've talked about Illinois a ton here and how the brutal rules, but I want to know what are the rules for ballot access in Ohio?
Probably as bad as Illinois on
Okay.
steroids.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it at one time it was like you could, if you got a statewide office such as governor or treasurer or something like that, and you got attorney general, you got like 2% of the vote, you were on the ballot the next 4 years or
Right.
so with no problem. You were green. And Nita Rios, who lives in Toledo here, she did governor. She got 3% or 4%.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And so we were on the ballot, and that worked really good a few years ago. And then for some reason, the rule changed
Okay.
and it went up.
To what?
I think it went from 2 to 3 or 4%, something like that. But they just did it, and then the
Yeah.
number of signatures you have to have had to be a percentage of the last election. Like the presidential
Oh.
election. So
Wow.
in Ohio, that's a huge number. Even if not
Yeah.
many people vote, it's still millions of people. So
Right.
to get somebody on the ballot, it's like 50,000 signatures plus. And
Okay.
of course, if you're going to collect that many, they go, and I've watched it because I've helped a few people try to run for local councils positions here. They go and nope, can't read that. That person doesn't live there. That person's no longer.
Right.
And we've purged our voter rolls. That's another big thing that's happened in Ohio is purging voter
Oh.
rolls.
Wow.
So nope, no longer registered. So you need to
Wow.
collect at least twice as many.
Yeah.
So we have to
Yeah.
collect like 100,000 signatures.
Oh.
Plus,
Okay.
they can't
Okay.
be in one area or one city. You can't get them all from Cleveland or Columbus. You have to get them in so many of the districts. So we have to cover the state, and that includes some of the more rural areas as well. Like southeastern Ohio tends to be a bit
Oh
more
my
rural,
God. Okay.
and
I
up here
thought.
is a little more rural outside of Toledo, but we can't get them all in just 3 or 4 or 5 counties. They have to be in so many of the 88 counties. So it's, is it doable? I guess in theory, but they keep making it harder and harder and harder. And I don't
Right.
think Ohio or Illinois are unique. I think this is pretty much around the country.
Yeah.
And
No.
it just seems to be getting worse in the last couple of elections as we seem to gather steam. And it's like, yeah, we are a threat to them. I really
Right.
think they see us as a threat because
Absolutely.
they'll just keep changing things. And then this last time I voted for Jill, but it was not counted because I forgot. They got mad about our vice president wasn't on the right line. It was a
Right.
different name because we had put, Butch Ware in there, right? So they said, well, it's wrong. And so all those little things you collected to get her on, and we put her on as an independent is what we usually do because that's like
Oh.
only 10 and 5,000 signatures we have to get. They still have to come from all
Oh.
over the state, though. So we
Okay.
still have to hit all the different districts and make sure there are that many. Because if you get them all in just one area, that won't count, right? So you
Okay.
have to play their
See.
game. But they threw them out and they said they were not counted. So I think I look at Jill's, total this last time. Yeah, add another 100,000 on there at least from Ohio. She lost all those votes.
And
They were
think
not
of
counted.
And we were talking for a while about AI, right? And the tech and sophisticated tech, and we do it with pen and paper. I mean, the fact that they haven't put it
We
online,
can't do it online. Some states
because
can do it
they don't
online.
want to. If they
right?
wanted to, they would.
They
It
want to
would
make it
be
as
so much easier. Yeah, we
Richard
had
Pink says in Wisconsin 20 or 30 years ago, there would be 11 or 12 candidates on the ballot for president.
yeah.
You know, I remember that too because I hadn't lived in Ohio till I came back in recent times. So I've been here about 10 years this time. But I was living out west and I thought, there's not enough people on the ballot here I'm voting for. Because when I first voted at 18, I was in Ohio and I'm like, it was like 8 or 10 people for president, some of them in odd parties and other things, but they
Yeah,
actually listed their parties.
yeah.
And we had that for about every state office. There was several people there. So you
Wow.
did have a choice. Now, did
Mhm.
they have much money to run or whatever? They were kind of unknowns. They didn't be able to buy TV ads and whatnot, but there were choices. But it is really interesting. We're seeing that every decade or so. Wait a minute. Independent other parties are getting ahead here. People are starting to like them. Okay, get rid of
Right,
that. Make that rule change. Oh, they got over 2% of the. Oh no, we can't do that. Make sure it's now
right.
higher. Oh,
Yep.
and yet you have to get the signatures from how many different districts in the state? Oh, well, not just 4, but 12. Okay. So they'll just keep changing the rules. In our state, the Republicans do it, but the few Democrats that are in the state house, they just always seem to rubber stamp them. So I
Yeah,
can't
Mhm.
blame just one of the duopoly sides.
right,
They're
No.
both doing it,
right.
and it's
Yeah.
been so consistent. It's yeah,
And I think people that have been party loyalists for a long time are really starting to see it now. I had a good friend that was a hardcore Democrat and said that he is no longer a Democrat and he's just
wow,
kind of sitting back and looking at it because he doesn't know really what to think about it all. He goes, I felt abandoned by the Democrats during this last election.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that's the sentiment. That's why they're not popular anymore. I mean, they're trying their hardest, but the Mom Donnie win was a blip when you look at like the corporate Dems are the people that took the most power.
Yeah. I really think that's the empire right there. Are they just that arrogant? They're like, yeah, don't worry, they'll take it. They got to take it. Like, oh, we're the party of the workers, but we don't do anything for the workers.
Yeah.
We don't raise the minimum wage. We don't do any. We don't give health care. We don't do anything. But we're your friends. It's like they're not even trying anymore right now because there's so much they could at least lie to people about, and they
Well,
just
they're
don't
they're
bother.
running those new faces out there and to give them all the attention. I think on some level they're kind of allowing it,
Oh,
you
they are
know.
definitely allowing it. Oh yeah.
So you're not
No.
looking everywhere else while they're consolidating power everywhere else.
But to me, just the news of the day was also weird. How you would think that they would cover it and hide it more. AOC, Mamdani, and Bernie all said it was a bad idea to primary Hakeem Jeffries. It's like,
Yeah,
what? I
I
mean,
don't
what?
have much faith that Mom Dottie's really anything but a
No,
Democrat.
of course.
And people who said that his time in the state house in New York, he pretty much played the rules there as a Dem.
Mhm.
And I said, okay, he may be a wannabe socialist, but I'm not going to hold my
Well,
breath.
I mean, I think if the people of New York pay attention, I mean, it's going to affect their daily lives. It's their mayor, right?
Yeah,
It's different than your senator or your rep or whatever that goes to Washington. You got all kinds of excuses. He's a mayor,
But
and
yeah.
he
He
promised
doesn't do what
concrete
he
things.
says. I don't know.
Yeah,
He
he
won't be
promised
running.
concrete things. If those things don't materialize, he's going to be in trouble.
I know that, and that's kind of interesting what he did say. But you notice he's backed off. It's like, oh, I'll arrest Netanyahu if he comes to New York. I'm like, okay. Now he's like, oh, well, I don't think so. It's not my job. And he's keeping in the same police
oh, the commissioner, the Zionist,
commissioner who's
yeah,
a
the
Zionist.
Zionist
And I
commissioner.
was like, okay, Mr. Mondotti's been gotten to, or he was like that all along, and now he just stopped pretending. So
Or he's waiting until
Right.
he gets there.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to,
I mean, it
cross
doesn't
our
start till
fingers.
January, right?
Well,
Yeah,
he's already announced. He's announced that he's keeping that
yeah.
the police commissioner.
Yeah, he's already
He's
announced
announced
people on his staff. That's why I'm kind of like, okay, so I'll give him a couple of months, but
Right.
I would not bet on him at this point. He's going to.
And that was my point. When the progressives of your party are against primarying somebody, the progressives are against primarying a
Are they
corporate. Are they?
progressive?
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You would think that'd be an easy hide. Just stay away from that one. But no, they have to go out and say, "Don't primary our corporate Zionist leader." It's like,
Who?
what?
Who are you talking about?
Hakeem Jeffries,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
AOC,
missed that part.
Yeah.
AOC, Mamdani, and Bernie. All three
Yeah.
of them said,
Oh my
"Don't
God.
primary Hakeem Jeffries."
Yeah, I've lost it. Bernie lost it for me. He's
Oh
not
God, of course.
progressive.
I mean,
Yeah,
no.
I was fooled once. I'm not ever going to be fooled again.
It's,
Well, unfortunately, I was fooled twice.
Oh, well,
I
we
thought
forgive
I
you.
only
thought I
once.
just didn't try hard enough.
No.
Yeah, vote harder. I think
Yeah.
that's the most
Harder. Knock more
ridiculous
doors.
thing I've
Donate
ever
more
heard.
Mm.
Vote harder. It was your fault, Democrats, that Hillary didn't win or Kamala didn't win or whoever. Vote harder next time. I don't know. Do they think we're stupider than ever before, or they
I'm just gonna
just
vote
don't
smarter.
care? Yeah, vote smarter, not harder. But it really is. That's the empire for you. Is it that arrogant that it just doesn't even care to lie to us anymore? It's not trying to cover its tracks. It's just out there.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I don't think we need to be hiding in the shadows. We should be out there and say, "Yeah, we don't believe you. We've never believed you. It's time to get rid of you."
I think we need to go into bumper sticker business. We've got two right now.
There we
Red
go.
or blue. They don't care about you. Vote green.
Yeah, there
Vote
you go.
harder, not smarter. Green Party.
Yeah,
Or
there
vote
you
smarter,
go.
not harder.
Smarter, not harder. That would be great. I want my T-shirt right now. For that
Yeah,
one.
that's a
Right?
good one. That's a good one.
But it's the thing is to get people to vote at all. We made apathy a big thing, and I think that was on purpose too.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just when I was 18, everybody, oh, we're going to go vote, and we're going to do that. It was a big thing. You're out of high school, you're now an adult, you can do these things. Great. My brother had to wait till 21. He came before that. It's great. You can vote. But you don't see that anymore. And I think kids are like, yeah, whatever, it's not going to work. Oh, I'm going to be in debt forever because that's what happened to my older sibling, when they went to college, and they're losing hope. And I'm thinking, why? It's like, it's what the empire wants us to do is to lose hope. So you'll become a good little slave, a good little serf, a little cog in the machine, and you don't cause any trouble, but you do what you're told, and then you just die. Boom. Well, we don't need you anymore. Well, we don't have decent health care, so we're all going to, keel over at an earlier age, and they got the best years of us. They don't need us as old people hanging around. If we just take up space and we want health care, unless they can make some money off of it. So they're going to make sure they take all of your retirement money.
Did you see the Bloomberg article that said that the people are not living as long in America, right?
You live longer in Cuba.
And how that is good for corporations.
What was the one famous thing is something about, cure for cancer. How will that affect the bottom line?
Yes.
That was a few years ago. That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy, because there's like a vaccine against lung cancer. It's in Cuba.
Yeah.
You cannot get it in the United States. I knew somebody who desperately wanted to get that because they had lost family members to lung cancer. And they thought, I'm going to go down there and get it. But that's very difficult for an American in particular to do that.
Right.
But I saw something the other day about possible cure for cancer with a stem cell treatment in China. It's like, well, I guess if you're well-to-do, you get to go wherever
Travel
you want.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Or pay a 100% tariff on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, 150 or whatever it was. Now it's back down to nothing. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm looking at Joe. I'm looking at Joe's comment. I'm not sure if you're being ironic or not because he's a jokester. That attitude isn't going to attract Mamdani thinking people who don't live in New York City but are looking for a candidate like him. We are like him, but we mean
good-looking young guy that said the right things. I think he was really smart, and I'm really proud that people did not use that. He quote was not a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant type. He's definitely different, and I don't think he was born in the U.S., so he can't run for president ever. But he was immigrant family. But they want socialism. I wrote a couple weeks
Yeah.
on that ago that they actually people want socialism. They
But
vote for these programs, and sometimes they get through state legislatures and they get sneak in there. People want it. They don't always know what to call it, but that's okay. You can call it Fred. I say call it green, call it anything.
but
But they want those kind of programs and they want that kind of leadership. So whether or not he's an actual
Right.
socialist,
But to me, the problem is people want socialism, but they're not willing to understand. You're not going to get it from somebody who's in the Democratic Party. It ain't gonna happen.
but they're
That's their
communists.
problem.
Did you
They
know
want,
that?
yeah, right. I know. They want socialism. Good. That's fantastic. But you better look for it somewhere else. It ain't happening in the genocide party. Ain't happening.
Yeah, that's
Ain't happening.
yeah. I think that's where we need to do a bit more education on.
Yeah.
People. But
Right.
it's just yeah, it just amazes me that people to this day, it's like, oh, you didn't vote for either the red or the blue. Well, how did you not vote for the? There's only two choices.
Right.
It's in the Constitution, I was told. And I went, have you ever read the Constitution?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mention political parties whatsoever, you know.
Actually, the founder of our country, George Washington, was against them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Credit.
it's just so fascinating, you know, that people have believed all these kind of lies and myths. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
if we
And,
get a few more people educated and informed out there, man, there we go. But
School's Girl brings up a good point. Healthiest countries in the world are able to balance socialism and capitalism.
Right.
yeah,
You know, you can't have a game with no rules. And
Yeah.
actually, the rules are all on like the, I don't know, what would you call it? The home team. Home team has all the rules,
Right.
you
And
know, in their favor.
And that's what, I've talked about a lot. The Chinese characteristics of their communism is very much that balance. I mean, people want to say it either way. They're communists or they're capitalists. No, it's a really smart blend because they at least have the wherewithal to recognize the
Yeah,
things
it's a
that
power share.
count. The things that count, you better make it social government, and so that
yeah.
people have it. Okay,
They're
if you're going to
looking
go
after
make a
their
widget,
people.
you're going to go make a widget, great. Make it, make your profit widget, people. But no, for things that count,
You
you
know,
got to provide. That's
I
the
mean,
point.
if you're a government, you're supposed to take care of your people.
Right.
You're not supposed to just take care of your capitalists, your
Yeah.
billionaires.
Right.
And that's what empire does. It just puts, yay, everything for the billionaires, everything for those people, but nothing for the workers. So you have to give the Chinese some hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
They went from like 100 years ago. What was their literacy rate? Horrible. Nothing. Nobody could read. I mean, just dirt poor. And now there's no poverty there. There's no homelessness. They've built
Yeah.
homes for everyone. And what's their population? Billion or what? Much bigger than the U.S.
Yeah.
So if they can do it there, I think we could do it here.
And
But the thing is, they do think about the community more than they do the individual. And so I think
and
that's what
the
empire
you know,
does. It's all about individuals, never about community. So
and that's the big question. Can we adapt an empire? Because they had a revolution.
mm,
That's just the basic. They had a revolution. So
yeah.
they started over. So that's why they could do that. Right.
And
I
the
don't-
capitalists there were quite corrupt. And there was a lot of colonialism and the foreign money in there. And King Shishak was not a very good person for bread. You know, it's like, I don't know. We're kind of getting to that in the U.S. where, the leaders don't look too good. They're showing up in this Epstein file business. And, everything seems to be, geared toward just the money people, just toward the billionaires. We
Yeah,
may be coming to that point. How does it look, though? Or do we blow up, or do we just
Well,
very
it's hard to
velvet
say.
revolution?
I think the economy is going to crash hard, and then the people will just find ways to revolt on some level.
Yeah. And it's always fascinating to me because my husband's British. So it's like Americans all have guns everywhere. Well, I don't. But, you're allowed to have guns. It's your Second Amendment right. Why do they do that? Well, it's a good business to be in to sell guns,
Yeah.
But the thing is, do they not realize that we do have them and they could be used against you? So,
Right.
but the thing is, they have drones and they have tanks and they
Oh,
still
God.
have the military and the police, which we have made into a new form of
Military.
military.
Right.
Well, and
And
that's
so
why.
until we get those people on our side, that's what I'm saying. We said, when does the revolution come? I said, we need to swing the police and swing a significant percentage of our military over to our side,
Right.
to the
That's
people's side. Then it works, because that's what we usually saw. That happened in the Russian Revolution. The military said, we ain't fighting this war in World War One anymore. We're had enough. So you've got to swing those people, because they still got more weapons than we do. We can't outgun them. But we certainly have enough guns. So you do wonder why they let us have them. We're
Well, I
supposed to use
think
them
it's
on each other, not
I
on
think
Jonathan.
that's what I was going to say. It's because they keep us pointing fingers at each other, or
Mhm.
people that have less than us even, and then they're
Yeah.
almost hoping that we'll start something on some level. I think
I think
that's why
their
that's why an
egginess.
economic blackout is the way to go. And you had that in your Substack too. Did you want to talk a little bit how you're feeling about that starting on day after Christmas, blackout
Yeah, I've
Friday?
I've been
day after
yeah.
Thanksgiving. Day after Thanksgiving.
I
After
mean, yeah,
thinking
sorry,
Black Friday,
Thanksgiving.
but yeah, start not shopping now. I'm poor, so it's real easy for me to do an economic
Right.
blackout myself.
That's my daily
But
life.
I think we need to be real conscious about it. And some people go, "Oh, I'm going to go buy things online." No, you're not supposed to do anything for that week after Christmas right now
Right.
with the economic blackout. So let's see how well we can organize ourselves to do something like that.
Right.
And it
Mhm.
would really make an impact. And I don't think people realize that the BDS movement has made an impact on Israel. It made a huge impact on South Africa when it first really came
Right.
into being.
Right.
So we really need to start saying, hey, we have power. The power, though, is not to spend money. And we've been trained to spend money in this country. This is our
Mhm.
culture. We need to
Yeah.
undo that. And we need to start thinking about, okay, I'm not spending money now, or I will go and buy locally or whatever, do without, buy secondhand or whatever. Keep something out of the landfill, I say, as I go to the thrift
Oh,
store.
Yeah.
secondhand is cool.
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
find the coolest stuff there. Like the
Well, I
stuff you
grew up
buy at
on
the
hand me
store anymore,
downs, you know.
it falls apart in like less than a year, and
Well, the thing is, like bread machines, I call it the bread machine effect, because we kept falling, the old bread machine would fall apart because we make our own bread, for the most part. And
Mhm.
can't find one little part for it anymore. Nobody makes that one anymore. So we go
Oh,
into the store and it's like, oh, there's a whole new one for $5. Okay, here's the new bread machine.
yeah.
We
Hey,
kept
hey,
doing that for so long.
yeah.
But yeah.
Jacob's here. I prefer
Hey. Oh, hey,
dangerous
Jake.
freedom over peaceful slavery.
Right.
Oh, lovely.
Exactly.
That's a
Exactly.
Well said,
Thank
Jacob.
you,
that's a
Jacob.
good shirt or slogan
Yes.
for a thing.
Thank
But
you, Jacob.
we're living, I don't know if we're peaceful in this slavery right now. It's pretty darn dangerous.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
cops can just pull us over at any time. And if we're driving while black, it's really scary. I think
Yeah.
about my nephew. I
Or
think of a
anything.
lot of people I've worked with and known over the years. They can just get pulled over for whatever reason. They're just the wrong shade that day, or just look a certain way, and they can be in jail and they could be dead before you know it.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, people need to wake up. We're not we're not living peaceful slavery, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's still
Right.
pretty
Yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, before you go, I did want to ask you. We talked about this before we got on. So there's a PSL Senate candidate in
Yeah,
Ohio,
yeah.
and your philosophy on third parties.
I've always been a third party person, so that's just for me from the get go. I just, for some reason, I had a very good civics teacher, Mr. King, in ninth grade. Thank you, Mr. King.
Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
he was always good. He always mentioned there were different, parties and things like that. And so, always being an ornery kid, I didn't want to vote the way my parents would. So I would vote third parties. But yeah, we're going to have two different Senate come up because J.D. Vance was our senator for all of 2 years before he became Vice President Vance. So we
Oh.
have to
Uh,
fill that spot, and then we're going to have the other spot coming up soon. So his name is Greg Levy, and I don't know Mr. Levy, and he's from
Okay.
Cleveland area, and he's a black liberationist and a good organizer. So he's probably
Mhm.
done a lot of good stuff over in Cleveland area,
Yeah.
and he's running on the PSL line or as a PSL. He'll be an independent, I'm pretty sure, on the ballot because this is what Ohio does to us. It's that they don't recognize our parties. We
Okay.
tend to run as independents, and then, if you ask us, oh, yeah, well, we're endorsed by this other party. I really think the Greens, if we don't get somebody this time running for that spot, we really do need to back Greg's
Mhm.
Senate campaign. We really do, or anybody else that's running the third party, because we need to. I would love to see that break into the Senate. Now, people don't realize, I listed it, was it last week? There have been quite a few congressmen that were not Democrat or Republican throughout our history. So we've never always just voted these red, blue, red, blue. That's the last 40, 50 years in particular,
Right.
last 100 years. So we really do need to break into the Senate, though. The Senate was not elected until more recent times. I forgot when, but with the 20s, that we,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
because we used to have them appointed by our governor, our senators
Mm.
were. So they've never really had a lot of changeover of parties and stuff. They're always been rather conservative senators. So it would be great to see a non red green, kind of person in there, and non libertarian even. So I would really like to support him if we don't have a green. And I do think Greens, we need to start thinking coalition. And I'm thinking
Right.
about the UK, because the Green Party is starting to take some power in the UK. Zach Polanski is their young leader.
Yeah.
He's quite charismatic. The Corbyn Sultana Party, not your party, it doesn't have a name yet. They've not really taken off, and they've been having some bumps in the road lately. So the thing is, if the Greens do well, they may not have enough to take over the whole parliament. They would have to run as a coalition government, maybe with that your party, maybe with some of the more progressive labor, but not the Tories and some of those other reformists out there. But I think that's what we need to start thinking in the U.S. We don't have a parliamentary system, but we really do need to start thinking about third parties, at least, especially if we both have a socialist green kind of bent that we agree on most issues, that we need to support each other's candidates and maybe not run other people against each other. That way we
Yeah.
can get more money and more leg work to help that third party candidate get into office. And once we break that glass ceiling, whatever we want to call it, to get into the Senate, get into governorships again, because we've had non-Dem Republican, governors.
Mhm.
Once we start breaking these glass ceilings, I think it will get easier for us. And maybe we will start to see some changes, such as, Medicare for all getting through,
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
like that. But maybe dialing back our war machine, yeah, that would be wonderful. But we've got to take some chances. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that, but that's my personal thing. I am not speaking for the Ohio Green Party,
Right. And we
but I
have
have put it forward to other people, and they've chatted. We've had some back and forth on it.
Yeah, I have not seen coalition with PSL and Green anywhere, and it is needed. I don't, and I agree. It's too bad that there can't be some coordination. I know that there are both PSL and Green running for governor of California, and Butch was real upset about that because I think Butch was in there first, and that's the
Yeah.
kind of stuff that it
And
hurts.
why not?
It
Why not
hurts.
join forces?
All
And,
right.
and
I
Joe
think it
Joe
could
brings
work.
up a great point. Oh, I'm sorry, Jacob. Winning a single Senate race for Greens will be revolutionary in itself. And I was thinking that. I'm like,
It
if they're
would.
split and you're the tiebreaker,
Yes.
they're all going to have to come to you.
You see that in the UK where the Greens have got a good bench. Also in Australia, their bench is getting bigger. And then in Canada, there's been several Greens and stuff
Okay.
like that. Plus, they have the NDP. So they, quote, have a third party that's kind of like the other two major parties, but it's, yeah. So and you can see where they come in as wedge issues, and they have to be courted. It's like, you're going to vote with us this time or with the other side? It's we start to throw more power, but we get our names out there and it gets the party out there. And then no longer do you get this, there's another party beside red, blue.
Well, yeah, and
It would be
it'll also go a long way about the perception that we can't win, because that's what they
right.
say. Oh, you're not going to win.
And you show people, look, there's people who've been green at all these different things up the road here in Michigan. They've got a lot of people in state government, a lot of jobs like school boards, park districts, things
Right.
like that are green. They're a little bit easier to get on their ballot. So I'm jealous. I'm going to move 5 miles north someday and go
Yeah.
to Michigan.
Well, I remember at the annual meeting, they were talking about the places where they would expect there to be success in the Green Party. And it has completely to do with ballot access. So I think it was like Pennsylvania and maybe Maryland, right? Because I remember them talking about Baltimore and Pittsburgh as two places that they expect, that there are better chances
Yeah.
just because of the laws that exist. Sure.
Yeah. Good luck to Andy Ellis running in Maryland. I've been
Yes.
following him. It's like, come
Yes.
on, Andy. Come on, Butch. It's like I'm cheering for all these other
Yes.
states. It's
Right.
like they get in, I can move there, right?
Oh, I swear, if Butch won California, I think I might think about moving back for a little bit.
That
Right.
would be,
I'm
yeah.
like, if you can make it affordable to live there, maybe I'll just like go back and forth.
I haven't followed the story, but supposedly Katie Porter is in trouble. Like, suppose I don't know if it's the votes for Israel. I'm not sure, but I had seen that.
Hope
Like,
so.
even there's a Republican that is like topping it right now, or
Ooh.
something's going on. But yeah, so it's an opportunity right now. There's
Yeah.
there's an
Do you think
opportunity
that
there.
people are so angry with the Republicans and Trump and they don't trust the Dems at all? This is
Yeah,
the ideal
it
time.
is. It really
Get a
is.
green in there, get
Yeah.
an independent, get somebody different in there, make some noise.
And Andy and Butch have both been on our show, and it's oh my god, they're
Oh,
amazing. They're
yeah.
incredible folks.
Oh,
Incredible.
I know. I just like, come on, you guys win. That would be wonderful. But yeah, and I think that's what's terrifying the duopolists. They
Oh
just
god.
don't want to see us succeed. So they're
Right.
coming at us.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
just have to keep the faith and keep it up. But it is tiring. I'll tell you. I want to live. We say, in our lifetime, Palestine will be free. It's like, hurry up. Some of us are older. We
Yeah.
need this now. I want to win now.
And
Well,
it's true. We've had, I'm sure, every single state party of the Green Party has had the turnover, massive turnover, because people do burn out. It's a lot of work.
It is.
A
Yeah.
lot of work.
We need more young people.
Yeah.
We really do. And by young, I mean under 50. 40 would be great too, under 40. I'm not picky at this point, but we desperately need
Yeah.
well,
younger
I feel like this is our shot to make it grow, though.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
this
because
is this is
and
it.
I don't know how you get to those voters that don't vote. I guess you just have to go knock on their door.
It
You
is
know?
so difficult because we have made apathy a thing. And I think it's not a bug, it's a feature of the system.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Because if you get too many people or too determined to change things for the better, that's not going to do good for those billionaires. That's not good for capitalism. That's not
Oh,
good
we have
for
a
the
billionaire
empire.
governor right now.
No, we've got to push those people down and make them apathetic. And we're making young people terribly apathetic because they're so stressed out about work and paying off student loans and
And
health care. And they're not going to have kids because they can't afford it. And it's like, yeah, we're
the
making life hard for them. So we really do need to get those young people to run green and say, you guys have got to get in there because it's your
Well,
future.
we got to get in there and talk to be on the college campuses and be
We do.
near the high schools because a lot of them might be turning 18, or maybe
This
they'll
is,
come help you knock doors.
yep.
and it's also
energy.
obvious those in power don't want to change it because they haven't made the voting day a holiday. I mean, that seems like such an obvious
I think like
thing.
90% of the planet has their voting as a holiday or
Right.
something like that.
I mean,
and
and
it's
then there are
like,
other countries
fine.
where it's mandatory to vote. That there are
That
those.
would be fascinating. if it
Yeah,
was.
right.
It is in Australia, someone was
Okay.
telling me, and they
Okay.
can fine you. It's not a large fine,
Yeah.
but there are people that will pay the fine. And I was like, oh, really? So it shows you this is that Western capitalist empire mindset. People are like, yeah, I don't want to vote at all. Oh, you're going to charge me $10. I'll
Yes,
pay it.
it's
So, I
working
mean,
for
we
them.
really have got to work on this. But I mean, I was like, oh my,
Well, we
really?
got to give them something to vote for.
Yeah, I'm going to
And
fight for my right not to vote.
I have heard that actually said that way. And I went, yeah, there you go.
Okay.
It's like if you could take half that energy and just go and vote, that would be great. Oh, I'm not going to vote for them because they can't win.
Oh,
Well, if
God.
you don't
Well,
vote for them,
it's kind of the
That's
chicken
true.
and the egg thing. Well, if you vote for them, yeah.
yeah, that's what
So,
kills me. It's like you guys are not thinking that one through. But yeah, we've got to stop making it so easy. Maybe Americans, yeah, they fall for these easy excuses.
well,
Yeah.
and
Not
the main
big of
difference in greens, and the reason it's harder for us is because we're fighting the system, and we don't take the billionaire super PAC money.
Right.
So we have to
Oh,
do it
Lord.
through sweat equity and knocking doors and volunteering and raising money the good old fashioned way, asking regular people to donate $10 or something, $10 a month or whatever,
Right.
It's a lot harder, but it's worth it in the end because, I don't have any guilt.
We're not owned by billionaires.
Right.
I mean,
And
that's
I don't
one
have to
thing.
do
Your
that.
soul is not bought out. You
Yeah,
know,
you
I
don't have to
think
do
that
that
might be
little
appealing to more people
compromise
now.
shuffle, to where
Yeah.
it's like, well, it's mostly good, but I, I don't feel that at all anymore.
No, that's
So,
true. I mean, now at least people are starting to see that concept that they
mhm.
really understand the personalities of these politicians. When they see Ted Cruz, who is just completely only honoring Israel, that's why he's in our U.S. government, is for Israel only. And they start to see that crap, then folks are waking up to that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not hiding it anymore. It's like,
No.
who owns you? Well,
Uh,
obviously,
No,
it's not America first, is it?
no.
If you're kissing up to another country.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
it's
and in
like,
a way
does
that
the
kind of
U.S.
worries
run
me
the
a little.
empire or the Israel running the empire? I'm not sure. It might be either one, and depends on the
No,
day.
it is really interesting, the MAGA explosion that's happening right now. There is some real fighting going on over there in that
That's
world.
why I think we
Yeah,
could get some Greens. It's
yeah.
really interesting that you talk to Republicans. And I knew a nice lady that she was so kind to us, and she was a friend of my late mom, and she said, I don't like this Trump person. This was the first Trump term he was running. I don't want to vote for him. And, she's a good Republican. Good
Yeah.
business lady. I like your Jill, though. She seems a really nice person. You think I should vote for her? And I said, yes, Gina, I think you should.
I think
Yeah.
that's
So
a
the
great
thing is, you
idea.
can get
Yeah.
thinking Republican, conservative people to vote Green.
You
So
know,
I think we might need to be working on that angle a bit more.
right. No, it's a great example of that's very valid. Jill's a nice person.
Mhm.
Elizabeth Warren votes to starve and bomb Palestinians in a single bill. Okay, Jill's a nice person. The other people vote to slaughter Palestinians. Who are the nice people here?
Yeah.
And in the
They
states,
can't win. I
and
don't
in
know.
the
You'll get
states, they are not standing up against ICE.
No, right.
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Our state police in Illinois are not helping our side. They are on the side of ICE. They are
Oh,
working with ICE.
Yeah.
yeah. We've got to swing our police. Our police cannot be on the side of ICE. We do not
Right.
need a national Gestapo or whatever
Oh,
we kind of call these people now.
it's
It's just,
Gestapo.
yeah,
Well,
it's just ridiculous.
This has been a great conversation, Miss Cindy, and everybody go sign up at Substack for the Revolution Continues. You're going to
Yes.
thank me. The last one, you had a whole bunch of stuff at the bottom of all the other things that you read. I think we're on the same mailing list. I get a ton of stuff from your posts.
Oh,
I feel like
great.
that's where I get
Everyone
most of
sign
my.
up, become a paying member.
Yeah,
That would be great too.
right.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of free members. I'm trying to keep it free for everybody because I really do want to keep the conversation going.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Because we need to discuss these things. It's just too important to keep
It
people
is.
from being able to see stuff and just to think about it. And it's think for yourself. That was my goal. Think. Critical thinking skills. We're not teaching them. Don't use AI to think for you, people.
Right. See,
Yourself.
Yeah.
see, just say
Yeah.
no.
Watch more podcasts like Green Live Stream. But get more information, and make your own decisions. Make your own mind up about these.
And Kalia popped in. She does Green Party Tea. So go check that out on YouTube also.
Sundays at 5, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's something going on
Central.
Wednesday night at 7 right here. Saturday at noon. Central Time is our news of the week, and then Sunday at 5 Central Time is Green Party Tea. And then you release your Substacks on Tuesdays.
Tuesday morning. I've just always did it. I used to write a column for the Fort Worth Star Telegram, and I was just always used to writing on a weekly thing. So I kept it.
Nice.
Some people say write more. I was like, I'm writing enough, aren't it? No, don't write enough. Okay, I don't know. So I just kept it. So I might change it yet.
And Andy Ellis has started his podcast back. And I think it's called Go Green 2026.
Yes.
The name of it.
So,
I think it's 5 o'clock. I think it was at 5 today.
Yeah, I need to pick it up. I usually watch things after the fact, but that's okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And thanks for sharing us.
Yeah,
thanks, School Girl. And thanks
yeah.
for the great conversation.
All
Thanks,
right.
everybody, Jacob and Joe.
And Joe and Talia. I think, wasn't A. Jones in here for a minute? Yep, A. Jones was in here for a minute. We got some regulars.
Yes.
It's good to have regulars, yeah. cycle.
Yep. So if you wanted to hang on afterwards, well, I
Green
do
heart.
want to plug again. There's 33 people watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. We were like 5 people away from getting 600 subscribers, and every time we gain milestones, it pushes the message out further.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if you like these
Please.
kind of conversations, and yes, thank you, A. Joan. Donate to the Green Party.
Yay.
Go to ilgp.org if you want to do Illinois. I don't know what yours is.
Yeah.
Cindy, for Ohio.
Ohio has a green one. We're still working on a payment button, though. We've had a bit
Oh.
of issue right now.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we've had some tech issues.
Oh, nice. Thanks,
We
Oprah.
struggle with our website too. We have website issues. Yeah.
Yeah, we're struggling with a lot. So pray for the Ohio Green Party.
We will.
We're still
Okay.
out there. You'll donate.
Okay.
Sending you green vibes. There you go.
Yeah.
And we'll see you all Saturday. And,
All right.
and Cindy, if you want to hang on after, you're more than welcome.
Okay.
Bye,
everybody.
everyone. An uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising, we're rising up.